Hello, my name is Jared Ward, and this is my Sunday blog reflection for MBA 622 Section A. In this blog, I'm going to talk about the different things I have learned over the course and the 8 modules that have been presented. I'm going to go by module and explain what we have talked about and the key concepts that I took from each of the modules. So starting off with Module 1. Module 1, we talked about management theories and how we manage and manage others. I learned a lot about myself in this, in the beginning, understanding the history of management. Coming from only a student affairs degree background, I have not had much experience about being a supervisor. It's only been about a year that I actually supervise another professional staff member. Through this, it really helped me understand that management comes in different varieties, and that not one management style works for everybody, and that it's important that you get to know the individual, and that the way that you like managed might not be most effective for the person that you are managing. I found this happening to me quite often and not really motivating my employee, and they're not really having good reception between me and my supervisee, because I was managing the way I liked it and not the way she was going to be most effective for her. So understanding the different methods and theories behind management really helped me grow as a manager and helped me grow as a supervisor. So that is the biggest thing that I've learned from Module 1. Module 2, we talked about the individual differences in organization behavior. So we looked at perceptions, we looked at attitudes, personal traits, emotional expressions, and multiple intelligences. I really enjoyed this module because in the reflective part, learning assessment, we had to take a multiple intelligence test, which personality trait kind of thing, and it really showed where I was at on the dynamic of how I was as a manager and how I was as a person, and it really showed kind of my personality, which I really enjoyed. I am a huge extrovert. I love talking to people, get to know people, but with that, it definitely showed how much of an extremist I am in certain aspects, and how it could hinder my experiences with my employees, with coworkers, with my supervisees, and other people I work with in the university. So it really helped me take a step back and realize, okay, what traits am I strong in, what am I not strong in, and how these extremes can affect the people I work with. So I really enjoyed learning more about myself, because I think as a manager you need to know what drives you and what strengths you have, so that you can use your strengths in a good way to help your supervisees and people you work for. So I really enjoyed that section and that module as well. The third module is about motivation. And we talked about theory X and theory Y, this really helped me, as I said before, about had issues with my supervisee with motivation. I was always the person that really looks at motivation on the aspect of I'm learning something from it and that I'm going to grow. And I really look at that and I'm going to say, okay, I'm doing this for that reason. And I figured that everyone would have that same aspect, but talking to other people and learning from the different theories that are out there, I realized this is not always the case. And as managers, how do we emphasize that? Is there more rewards, more benefits, things like that? So it really helped me sit down and say, oh, what motivates you? So after reading that module, I really sat down with my supervisee and said, okay, so what motivates you? What really makes drives? And I realized for her, what motivates her is the comfort of her family and making sure that her family is good to go and making sure that she has a job that provides not really looking at the job itself, but actually the satisfaction, the incentives that she gets with the job to help support her family. So this really helped with my dynamic of the relationship with me and my supervisees, because it really focused on, okay, this is what she values, and it really helped me know how to motivate her in the right way to see she sees benefit from it, not just benefit because you'll learn something new, not knowing if that's what she really wants to do for the rest of her life, really helps her see the big picture. So that really helped me with my supervision currently in my current job. Modules 4 and 5 were a little bit different. We actually looked at the organizational communication part. We looked at basic communication models. We looked at communication networks, and in Module 5 we kind of really looked at nonverbal communication. This is kind of where our group project went more in depth in nonverbal communication, but this was kind of the trademark and the kind of foundation of nonverbal communication. I really like the basic communication model. It really shows you how communication can definitely get misinterpreted and miscommunication occurs. But I really liked actually the conversation that I had with my cohort and my classmates. Really understanding how they communicate and the importance of communication in each structure. It really helped me realize that communication is definitely something very important in an organization, but also very different depending on what organization you're part of. For example, within a university, communication is key within our department, but as a whole, we don't need that much communication as long as each structure is good. So it really helped, but in different organizations, continue on, different organizations such as the non-profit organization or the realtor of two of my classmates, communication is very key to make that sale done, to kind of keep that organization, small business going. So it was a different type of communication, as we just do small networks of communication. They need it as a broad whole to help. So it really helped me see how different types of communication happens and the benefits of each communication and how it's different through depending on what type of business you are running or you're in charge of. Another thing that I really like to talk about in communication is the nonverbal communication and the intercultural communication that we talked about in our modules. The nonverbal communication is that it really represents most of what we say. If we really are energetic or very attentive or eye contact, as shown here, it shows that you're very involved, very in tune on what people are saying, but also that we also need to consider different types of cultures when it comes to communications. For example, if someone's head nod yes could mean something different in someone else's culture. It's maybe not understanding, not actually agreeing, but understanding. So I really like that because I have not had much experience with different cultures, but I can understand that as I grow forward and become a manager at bigger and bigger organizations, and the more culture is going to affect me as a supervisor. As of right now, it's not affecting me as much as I work at a predominantly white institution. So, but I can definitely see how culture can definitely affect it. And then modules 6 and 7, the final two modules, we talked about groups and teams and organizations. We looked at different types of teams, the attributes of teams, the group process and development, and the kind of the virtual teams, the kind of online type of teams. I like this module. It kind of really helped me understand what all the types of teams that I am part of and groups I'm a part of. I really didn't realize until I had to really think about it for this class how many groups and teams that I'm a part of, and the importance of communication on the last thing, and the importance of how each group's different. Groups are very important in an organization, and understanding how the challenges and benefits of groups is very important when coming to even selecting individuals to work for you and kind of pairing up individuals. It really shows you what kind of benefits you're getting from teams, and what qualities will work better with a team, and how dynamics definitely change between person to person and team to team. So I really enjoyed learning about what a true team is turned to a group, and how we make it a true team rather than just a group. And also with the modules, and also the presentations that are presented throughout the modules, I really like the fact that it really helps you think about what struggles are you having with your teams. When, for example, the one with the marshmallow tower, it really helped me think, what's going on in our team, that why couldn't we, what issues are we having so that we couldn't build that structure? Is there something that we really need to focus on, or what aspects of this team do we need to strengthen? Kind of having common goals and common mission is very important in groups and teams. So that's another big thing that I really learned about myself, and how many groups and teams do I need to be a part of to kind of be effective but not be overwhelmed. Because I know, looking back at it, I'm so part of so many groups and teams that am I being effective in each one? And it really made me kind of sit back and say, am I effective in this group? Am I doing my part in this group? Am I putting all my effort in this? And realizing that, you know, sometimes it's great to be part of teams, but sometimes being a part of so many teams that you're not going to be effective because you only have this much amount of time, and having that much, too many groups, you won't be able to put the amount of time and effort than the group needs to be. So it really made me reflect on, as a manager, kind of being that role model, and kind of, yes, you want to do that for professional development and kind of be a better person and be more well-rounded in networking opportunities. But maybe it's not the best way to do it, and to kind of be a role model in that aspect, and saying, you know what, I can be part of this group, and I can do, but maybe just being a member of another one, not actually be part of the group, just be part of the association. So that is the kind of the gist of everything that I've learned. But I also want to talk about not just the modules, but also the discussions and the kind of like discussion in the responses. I really enjoyed that aspect of this class. It really helped me see different types of management styles. It really helped me type how other people are motivated, and kind of see how they communicate as well. I really enjoyed reading other people's responses, seeing their background, seeing how they manage others. It really helped me shape the way I do it. I take something from somebody else's and kind of mold it to myself. So I really enjoyed the discussions. I really learned a lot from my classmates, and learned a lot from the lessons that they gave us, and to kind of get more in depth and help me become a more rounded manager in the field I'm currently in student affairs. So I think overall this really helped me learn a lot about myself, but learn a lot from others as well, and their styles they brought in, and their experiences and their styles, and really shaped me to the manager I am today. So overall, this was a wonderful class, if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to contact me, and I'll be good to go. Alright, thank you. Have a great day.